Hey guys, LevelCap here. China Rising DLC is out. We got 4 new maps, 5 new guns, although we've had them for a little while, and we got a new game mode called Air Superiority. Now this is helicopters on helicopters. Attack helis blowing up other attack helis. It's crazy, it's chaotic, it's a lot of fun, and it's what we asked for. Now as soon as Air Superiority became available in Battlefield 3, pretty much everybody was kind of like, well, what if we had just a helicopter version of Air Superiority? Well, here it is. Attack helis only. There's no little birds. We're not mixing things up here. And this is such a great map to try it out on because you have such good cover. And if you're used to flying the attack helicopter on, say, games of Conquest, your skill set is going to have to change up a bit for Air Superiority mode because you're going to get locked on by tons of stuff. You might find that you prefer ECM in this mode, allows you to get behind cover better. If you're on a team that's just getting destroyed by the other team, there usually isn't a whole lot that you can do. TV missiles also in this just get a little bit crazy. A really cool thing about this game mode is it allows you to rank up both stealth jets and your attack helicopters without having to sort of grind through it on Conquest game modes or waiting your turn in line to get into a vehicle. There's enough vehicles here for everybody who joins this server. You can have 12 jets versus 12 jets. This is Altai range here, and we're flying these stealth jets. I had barely any unlocks for the stealth jet, maybe like 1 or 2 to begin with, and I was able to max it out within a few hours of playing Air Superiority. A lot of fun to actually just get into and fly around in the sky, try and get your feet wet with flying the jets, as it can be a pretty daunting task if you join a Conquest server and you're up against a 1 or 2 really good jet pilots. They're pretty much just gonna wipe the floor with you, or the skies. I don't know how that analogy works for jet combat, but you guys get the picture. Basically you just get destroyed when you're playing a game of Conquest against a good jet pilot. So in here, sort of evens the playing field and allows newbies to get in and get some jet action and actually kill some people and unlock stuff and sort of just get a feel for flying in general. Here we are on the new Silk Road map, and obviously it's a desert. We really don't have a lot of things in this map to use as cover, so it's just wide open, kind of crazy. You're relying purely on your jet piloting skills to keep you alive, as opposed to being able to use cover to hide or something like that. And I gotta say, between the maps, between the basic maps, you don't really get a lot of variety until you get to Dragon Pass, and we'll see some footage of that in a second. But that map is designed perfectly for Air Superiority. It's kind of what people were asking for and suggesting when they implemented it in Battlefield 3, because the lack of any sort of cover or objects in the environment to sort of build a map, build an area to fight around, just made the mode kind of boring, kind of uninteresting to employ different sorts of tactics. Now as I rank up the stealth jet, and I'm not really sure why these jets are called stealth jets, considering if you look at my air radar, every single thing is lit up on there, so they're not really stealth in any sense of the word. But here we are on Dragon Pass, which is just such an amazing looking map from the air. From the ground level, it's kind of cool looking. It just feels kind of murky and mucky, but from the air this place just looks beautiful, and you can actually use the environment around you now to weave through canyons and flank around behind other guys. It's actually something I was having a lot of fun with in the beginning of a round, getting real low down in the river, staying to the outside of the map and coming in and flanking an entire air squadron, which is just something you couldn't do in any of the other maps. Again, we have 3 blimp points, much like in Battlefield 3, where you have to fly near these blimps. You can capture them, and then the enemy team's tickets tick down faster, and it's moderately strategic. I'll be honest, it's really just kind of Jets team deathmatch, and I almost wish they kept it that way, because sometimes one team will capture all the blimps and then the tickets will tick down so fast that you're playing for like maybe a grand total of 2 to 3 minutes, and maybe I'm exaggerating, but it honestly feels like 3-minute long games sometimes, and you're just getting into it and then the round is over. So it'd be kind of cool if they allowed the official servers to adjust the ticket count a little bit better. I've noticed some of the official Rush servers right now have way too low ticket counts. So if you're a really big fan of flying jets or helicopters, Air Superiority is definitely your game mode. I think this map here, Dragon Pass, simply put, it has redefined Air Superiority in Battlefield 3 from what used to be just kind of a cluster of jets doing barrel rolls around each other to actually a more fun game mode. And one of the biggest differences between this and Battlefield 3 is the fact that lock-on missiles no longer instantly disable your jets. So basically if somebody locked onto you, you'd already deployed flares, and they hit you with both of their guided missiles, then there's nothing you can do. You're disabled, you're going down, and that's it. Game over for you, unless you have fire extinguisher. But even so, now you don't disable the jet with your 2 lock-on missiles, so lock-ons are effective, but not as effective as they used to be, so a lot more of this mode is still skill-based and requires you to actually shoot down your opponents. Now, one thing I am a little bit worried about, and that I haven't seen in my very, very early trials of playing this game mode, but we'll probably see a lot more later on, is everybody using active radar missiles. Now, to start off, we just have basic heat seekers. You can get passive radar missiles, which I don't imagine a lot of people will be using, but then you can get active radar, which you can fire without a lock. And these missiles will auto-seek and auto-target airplanes, and they're incredibly good. They're stupidly good. In fact, in the beginnings of rounds, sometimes you see an entire air squadron flying at the other air squadron. If you just have a few jets with active radar missiles, you can fire those missiles into the other squadron and literally take down or disable multiple enemy jets before you're even within firing range of any other weapons. So I think active radar missiles are a little bit overpowered. They sort of make the stealth jet worthwhile in conquest game modes because it allows you to take down air vehicles a lot faster. But for jet superiority or air superiority, I think it's going to be a little bit too much. Now, one of the aspects of air superiority, which seems to be sort of a growing theme in the Battlefield franchise, is that you can't really take it seriously. If you take it lightly as just a good bit of jet flying and fun, then it's fine, no harm done. But if you want to look at this game mode as like something that you could strategize and take seriously and play competitively even, you're not going to. It's really sort of like just a mini game within the Battlefield universe. So on one hand, we've got these cool new game modes and new content that's coming with all the DLC, and we gotta thank DICE for that. But at the same time, when these game modes don't offer longevity, like I can't see anybody playing just air superiority all the time, every day. Like, you just wouldn't be able to do it like you can with Battlefield 4. You know, there's so much replayability in the Battlefield games themselves, but these little mini games, you know, they're just seem like something that you're gonna have fun with for maybe a week tops, and then probably never play it again. I don't know how much more air superiority I'm ever gonna play now that I've got my stealth unlocks. You know, I didn't really play air superiority much after the first week when it came out in Battlefield 3, so I would love to see, this is just me personally, you know, maybe you guys are gonna love air superiority and be really thankful for it, but I would love to see DICE invest either more time in their new game modes or invest more time in the old game modes, so that the work that they put into the DLC, I guess, has a longer lifespan. You know, it's not just these quick little flash in the pans like people saying, hey, you remember air superiority? Yeah, that was fun for about a week, and then we all stopped playing it. So I recommend checking out Air Superiority, if at the very least just to get your support class unlock, which is kind of tied into the game mode with jet combat. So that's something that you're going to have to do if you want that support gadget. It's a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about Air Superiority. Do you think it was worthwhile? Do you think DICE should have spent their time on a different game mode? I would love to hear what you guys think. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.